Hey folks, and I'm back, and it was like pulling friggin' teeth. I logged in, and I was told, oh, like first time I tried to log in, was that my session was, somehow failed. Got that thing. Then I had to log in 3 times, this being the third, before I could actually get into the game. It kept, dropping connection or whatever. So nice on the house front. So, what I was saying, Journey Quest. Yeah, it's a little cartoon. It was some cartoon on Netflix. It was cute. It was a bit slow getting started, but my opinion of it jumped a bit when, uh, it's a zombie story basically. Priest comes out of the church, throwing holy water, swinging his fists, saying, "By the power of my fists compel you." Opinion of the show rose a few points there, and then the basic main character can speak to the dead. And one of the ghosts is like some old guy and keeps complaining that, like, my back or whatever. And he ends up making the pun, like, you're a ghost, you can't feel pain. Well, haven't you heard of phantom pain? And that pun also, raised my opinion a bit as well. Like, goddamn. Okay, let's go this way. Yes! It's a new zone, but it's also not a new zone. Yes! Ooh, move. Are these even attacking? Just felt like they're just standing there. Um, but basically, like, there's a recurring thing with the gear in it, like gauntlets. Well, like tower shields are full armor shields, but a spike shield will allow you to dodge spell hits. A round shield has improved block recovery. A buckler will have increased movement speed, no matter what type of weapon it is. Like it might be a reinforced tower shield. It might be reinforced. It might be blah. It doesn't matter if it's tower shield. It will always be armor. So I just need to keep. So as you go through the game, you'll start noticing basically the type of gear to look out for your build. So for shielding wise, I need to look out for kite shields. Hmm. 2 skulls. And chainmail is something else I need to look out for. Vittario's writings. Volume 1. Cursa Mass. I never really understood Brechtov's work, just a mess of trills and squeaky highs to my commoner ears. But that was before Cursa Mass. From the very first note, her voice reached into my chest and plucked my beating heart from its cage. By the wide, glistening eyes of my fellow punters, I knew that they felt it too. I've previously stolen a quick nap during the aria that precedes Antonio's disemboweling. Not tonight. The gem at Clissa's throat sparkled with starlight brilliance as her C-sharp shot at every pane of glass in the auditorium. An emergency intermission was called, while the stage crew repaired the floods in cans, and a pair of physicians saw to those audience members lacerated by fallen splinters. Now my suspicion of the virtue gems is well documented. Though the general and courtier may fall over each other that Malachi embed them with these miraculous crystals, it's prophecy of the justice that the legionnaires and workers of this empire should have such mutilations foisted upon them. Yet in Mass, I've seen how these gems may rend apart our mortal bonds, permit our imaginations and souls to truly shine. I'm adrift in the quandary, no ore in sight. Is Mass the artist or the art? Is she the same woman I knew before, the young bundle of talent and timidity I had no choice but to adore? Is she in fact still a woman at all? Victario of Sarn. It's hard to do with justice, given how fast you have to read it, but there you go. We know the lady he's talking about. We've killed her. That's glitching through and that's bugging me. So yeah, that's who he's talking about. I'm gonna have to see in a proper fight, like with a syndicate member, how well this holds up, because I mightn't have enough regen to have such a low mana total. Since Huh. This area hasn't reset at all. This has, but this hasn't. Probably wouldn't run into another syndicate member, so. And actually, this stuff is here, and okay, so this hasn't reset at all. I managed to get back here in time. I figured, somehow the level, like it reset, but went by the same like seed or something. But no, it seems like it hasn't reset at all. So yeah, there shouldn't be another syndicate member for me to fight here. Okay, mesh boots are what I need next. But I need an extra gem slot in it. Tyrannosaurus Maximus. Fucking awesome. Maximum Tyrant. Probably not what it translates to, but go with it. You encounter a powerful golem in a vault side area and defeat it. I'm not sure how much of a vulnerability the level 10 vulnerability is. Like how much it will lower enemies' resistances. And there is actually one thing that actually punishes you. There's remember the impurity of fire? It puts enemies' resistances to fire to 0. So if they're already weak to fire, they now are stronger against fire than they were. So that should be avoided. Here it is. It's like an exclamation point. Remember fighting some bloodline enemies in here before due to a prophecy. So 31. Fantastic. Golden page. A waking nightmare. Madness of the mind or madness of the flesh? A communion, but with what? By all accounts, wasn't God the Val we're trying to reach? I wonder, Ichthys Prandus, is he... No, this is Trinian, the other Intellectus, the other guy we ran in. The other guy whose journal we read. Well, one of the other guys, anyway. Wonder how that Prandus is. Because that Prandus, for all accounts, seems fine. It's not like the other Pranduses we know of. The one in the Syndicate and the Emperor. This Brandus, actually seems pretty solid. So, ooh, brilliant. Here's speaking of syndicates. So I wonder what happened with him. Was he a gemwing as well? Or did he manage to avoid that? If he avoided that, I presume, well, he's long since dead, presumably ripped apart by his, compatriots. One issue with just gunning for the boss is that it means basically that you miss out on all this potential loot. But it does mean that you have a higher chance of actually succeeding this. Damn it. I don't care for her. He must fall. Ah, shit. I failed. If I do this, I might give myself a bit more time. Christ. I've lost. Failed to save the evidence. Ow. That was potent. I obviously shouldn't have run into it, but goddamn. Sosa, your slavery will cause them to overlook you. Your cowardly way will guide you. Your humanity will shame us all. This is why I said he seemed sounder than the rest. Though to be fair, given what we have heard of the cowardly way, I'm not sure, you know. It can fall too easy into Imperial's bad, cowardly good. The cowardly themselves are, you know, can be questionable as well. Like the whole cannibalism thing. Yay. And the butchering people and sticking their heads on your belt. Just, yeah. That's unhygienic. Finally running into enemies that are giving me issue. Remember back in the other place? Is that because one of them is actually a other thing? Is actually a tier up. It's a level 2 enemy. That might be the case. The Val were even more steeped in gem culture than our Emperor and his gemlings. An obsession as old as civilization itself. I know, but thou must. It's annoying I missed out on that, but so be it. There's a little that can be done about it. But yeah, I think Tora is a level 2 one. And again, maybe she isn't. No, there's like at least one of them floating around. Annoying. Also, for those who've kept track of the My Fall Glorious videos and know of what happens there in Act 5, that kind of goes along with the whole cowardly point I was making. Basically, it does just come down to individuals and all that. There's good and bad in both. There's you know. And it's an individual kind of thing, you know. Also, interesting color on them. Those colors were a real thing. The the people used to have to wear um, well, sorry, not wear, but people used to have to need customized forks to actually eat while wearing them, or customized, cutlery and whatnot. They would, um, they couldn't just use a normal fork or spoon while wearing those puffy collars that he is on. They actually had to have, special like long-handled ones for them to actually be able to eat while wearing them. Life leech support. Supported skills have 2% of damage leech's life and 4% increased life leech per second. Life leech is an overtime kind of affair. Here's Fortify. I should go with this. It increases melee physical damage, which is fantastic, and gives me Fortify, which would be great when I get the other thing. But first and foremost, I must grab the Holy Relic. It'll be high on the list. Okay. Wait. Is this it? No. Ow. There's a blue one. Okay, that's fun. You know what? Fuck discipline. Now I got this. Don't think I could ever exceed the one Holy Relic limit, but that's fine. That's perfectly fine. That it is. Basically, when I twack an enemy, the Holy Relic will do a Nova spell that has a really short cooldown. It it does physical damage to enemies, didn't realize that, and grants life regen to allies. And the life regen is better for minions than me. But still, it's bonus life regen. It's making me tankier. So every time I hit an enemy, that will Nova to hitting enemies in in an AoE attack, and it will boost my regen, healing me better. It's fantastic.